guys, it's Dearnatural62. It's story time. I'm going to tell you how YouTube got me out of jury duty. No lie. Now, let's just get into this because I think this is so hilarious. Now, I'm not the typical type of person that, they get their little jury duty slip and they're just like, oh my God, how can I get out of this? I need a doctor's note. I need to figure out an excuse. I am one of the few that was like, oh my God, I got chosen for jury duty. I'm excited. And I think that comes from loving like Law and Order, loving like law shows, and wanting to know what goes on behind the scenes, like things that you don't see. So I've always wanted to be on a jury, always. So I was super duper excited when I got my paper. I was like, look, I'm taking this day off. I got to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. Now, let me start by saying this is a long, all-day process, whether you get accepted or denied. So then there's a lot of sitting around. So let's speed up the process. So now a group of us are brought into like a courtroom. Something like, I don't know, I pictured a courtroom being different. I'd never been in a courtroom before. So it was something like the OJ trial, like literally. So the judge, there was the plaintiff, you saw the prosecutor, the defendant, and all of that. So now here comes the questions. First question is, they ask people, has anyone ever committed a crime? I'm thinking, just like everybody else might be thinking, I'm thinking everybody's hand is going to stay down. More than half the room raises their hand. And I'm looking around like, what? Are criminals judging potential criminals? Like, how does this work? I just assumed that, you can't be on a jury, I thought, if you committed a crime. But neither here nor there. Now we have to take time and go through everyone that raised their hand to see what they did. So, some people were like drunken driver, assault and battery. One guy in particular was like, I don't feel comfortable discussing it in this open room. And so the judge was like, we have to go to the chambers to hear what this is all about then, if you don't want to. More time is a ticking. Time is a ticking. Anyway, so they come back after a few. So now they've gone through all of that. They've dismissed a couple of people based on that first question. They've dismissed a couple. But surprisingly enough, a lot of the criminals stayed. So I'm just saying, next time you get caught up, you just never know who's on that jury. And you don't know their background. So then the next question comes up on, what do you like to do in your spare time? Which I thought was a little strange of a question, because I'm like, what does this have to do with being on a jury? But anyway, so my turn came up and I said, nonchalant, I was just like, oh, I like YouTube. I like making and watching videos. So now the prosecutor was like, she was just like, okay. She moved on to the next person. Now the defendant got up. The defendant's lawyer got up and she said, she came like straight for me, because that's how I knew something was up. Like, she didn't go to somebody else. She just came, I need to ask you another question. I was just like, okay. She said, when you said YouTube, watching and making, what does that entail? I said, well, I like to watch videos, various videos, and I like to make videos. I am a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel. She was like, how many views do you have? At that moment, at that time when she asked me that question, I had 20 million views. I had just hit 20 million views. She was like, excused. This is me, dumbfounded. And I'm like, wait a minute. The criminals get to stay, but me, the YouTuber, have to go? I was like, what? So I get up and I go outside the courtroom. Now I have some other paperwork to fill out and stuff. So I was like, I got some questions. So I went to the lady and I said, first of all, I was like, I thought, people were chosen by like their voter's registration card, and you couldn't be like a felon or anything with a voter's registration card. And she was like, oh no. We don't choose participants through the voter's registration anymore, because we notice a lot of people aren't registered to vote. So we pick people randomly through their driver's license. If you have a valid driver's license, you can be chosen. So I said, okay. I said, well, I got another question. She was like, what? I said, I got dismissed. She said, why? I said, well, I told them I'm a YouTuber and that, I make videos, also watch videos and stuff. She said, between you and me, they don't want you on that jury. They don't want you like taking the stuff that you've seen here and go back and make a video about it, the good and the bad. They don't want that. And I'm like, what? So being a YouTuber got me out of jury duty. I'm like, not that I was happy about that because I was all excited to be on this case. It was a case about, if I can remember, it was a case about an older woman that I think she took a hatchet to her brother. And I was like, what the hell? This is like my Law and Order cases. Like, I want to be on this. So I was very disappointed. But anyway, it's story time, so I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I do have more stories if you ever want to hear them. Just let me know in the comment section at Dearnatural62. I'd love to share with you. I have crazy stories, cuckoo stories, loony stories to share. But this one was funny to me, how YouTube got me out of jury duty. Who knew? So again, it's Dearnatural62. Take care. Don't forget to follow me on YouTube and also anywhere else in the world. I'm under Dearnatural62. You can find me. That means Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. You can find me at Dearnatural62. Take care. Bye-bye.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.